Hi folks, Carl Kunze from Exit Blue Water Realty here. So today's topic, we're going to talk about a question that has been asked of me a couple times during my career, but it's something I see more often online, Facebook forums, real estate forums, things like that. And it's from the general public, and the question is, do I need a realtor, or why do I need a realtor? Now, most realtors, when they hear this question, they clench their jaws, they get a little bit uptight, and you really can't blame them. I mean, nobody likes to have the necessity of their entire profession questioned, but it is a fair question. Most people in the general public really don't know what realtors do. And so the natural question is, well, do I really need to pay somebody thousands of dollars to do this? Is this something I can do on my own? So I'm going to answer that in the best way I can, and the answer is you may not necessarily need a realtor if any of the following apply to you. So number one, if you're an attorney, you probably are not going to need a realtor. If you are a paralegal who works for a real estate attorney, you may not need a realtor. And if you have a job where all you have done for the last 15 years for 40 hours a week is deal with legal documents, contracts, disclosures, and you have learned to read the legal jargon inside and out, you may not need a realtor. But for everybody else, which is about 99% of the population, the answer is yeah, you're probably going to need one. And here's why. I mentioned before that the most important, the most valuable asset that any professional has in any profession is information. And that's especially true of real estate. Realtors have information regarding real estate that you don't. And it's not information that you're going to be able to find by doing a couple quick internet searches or watching a couple videos on YouTube. In a nutshell, they know what to do, they know how to do it, and more importantly, they know when to do it. One of the issues we deal with in this industry is that we have a do-it-yourself culture nowadays, where people go online, they see shows on TV, cooking shows, real estate shows, home renovation shows, and it makes it look really, really easy. And so there's this idea that that's how it is in real life, and the reality is that these shows never show anyone making a mistake, nothing ever goes wrong, everything gets wrapped up in a nice little bow at the end of a 30-minute episode, and while that's great for TV, that's not really how it goes in the real world. The time to learn the specifics of a job is not during the process of buying or selling the largest financial asset that you will have in your lifetime. It's just not the time to do it. A good realtor is going to be an expert in dealing with dozens of forms and disclosures and legal paperwork and technical documents that are involved in each and every real estate transaction. These documents are all written in a language that, to paraphrase the comic Lewis Black, would cause most people to have a stroke if they were to read it. And that's just the paperwork. I'm not even talking about the actual process involved in buying or selling a home and the regulations and the legal liabilities that come with the process, and the knowledge and experience in how to deal with that, and the knowledge and experience of having gone through buying or selling a home 50, 100, 200, 1,000 times in your career. And that's how realtors have it. It's like buying or selling a home. They've gone through this process hundreds and hundreds of times, depending on their level of experience. Good realtors are going to provide objective information and opinions based upon facts, statistics, market conditions, home price information, things like that, and they provide the proper marketing power to market listings if they're listing your home, to make sure it gets out to the internet, make sure the information that's provided is accurate, and will bring in buyers and things like that. And again, these are things that not to say you wouldn't be able to learn them, but you just can't learn them by watching a couple videos on YouTube. And also, you just don't know what you don't know. They also bring negotiating knowledge regarding the contract and the buying and selling process. They'll bring up-to-date experience, and this is a pretty important point, because occasionally people will say, well, you know what, I've bought or sold 2, 3, 4 homes in my lifetime. This isn't my first rodeo. I've gone through this before. I know what I'm doing. And while that may be true, you may remember a lot of what you did, and you may be more informed and educated than most people when it comes to the real estate world. That process that you went through, even if it was a couple of years ago, the rules and regulations may have changed. Most people go through 2 or 3 home sales in their life. A good realtor will have hundreds or thousands of these transactions under their belt, and you're just not going to be able to replicate that kind of experience with 2 or 3 times on your own behalf. And like I said, if the laws or the regulations have changed, you may think you know what you're doing when you really don't. They also offer emotional support during the entire process. I mean, buying or selling a home, that is an incredibly stressful time. It's one of the most stressful things somebody can do in their life. It ranks up there with getting divorced or losing a job or a long-term illness. It's that stressful, and to have somebody by your side to walk you through the whole process, to provide you information, keep you informed, keep you in the loop, is invaluable. It's a support that you're just not going to have if you try doing it on your own. Now finally, if none of these reasons matter to you, if nothing that I have said at this point has resonated with you, I'm just going to lay it on the line and get straight to brass tacks with the most compelling reason, and that is trying to do it yourself job in a real estate can cost you money and can expose you to legal ramifications. You have to remember, buying and selling a home involves contracts, and these are legal contracts that are just as binding, have the same penalties for breaching or missing time frames as any other legal contract. And saying, you know, oops, my bad, or I made a mistake, or I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was doing, that is not a defense when you're getting sued. And again, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. It's also not really in your best interest to learn as you go when mistakes can cost you tens of thousands of dollars when it comes to the pricing of the home, or the terms and conditions on the offers you get, or the proper marketing to make sure people get it, or any of the other dozens of topics that a good realtor is going to be able to help you with. So on that last thought, I'm going to end you with a quote from Red Adair. Red Adair said, "If you think it's expensive to hire a professional to do a job, wait until you hire an amateur." And what he meant by that, very simply, was if you hire an amateur, they're not going to do it right, they're going to do an awful job, and then you're going to have to wind up hiring a professional and pay them more to not only do the job right, but probably first fix what the amateur person did wrong. So as I close this video, I want to touch on some housekeeping items. Content and opinions expressed as always in this video are my own and based upon my experience as a realtor in California. The laws, regulations, market conditions in your area may be different, so obviously keep that in mind. The video should not be used in lieu of legal advice from counsel and should in no way be construed as me attempting to practice law without a license. As always, if you like the content, please make comments, share it, like it. If there's a topic you'd like me to talk about, feel free to contact me, or if you have any questions about real estate in general, feel free to contact me. As always, I look forward to your feedback. We'll talk soon. You have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.